Good afternoon to you from Twickenham and the CIS divisional final between London and the defending champions, the South West. This is a fixture reorganised from November when it clashed with the All Blacks Tour, and because of its placing this time of the year, there's been some reorganisation to the teams as well, but there's still a great deal of talent and a lot to play for with the Five Nations Championship just 2 weeks away. The first half is coming to its closing stages, so let's now join our commentator, Nigel Starmer-Smith.
Yes, we're literally into injury time at the end of this first half, with the Southwest in a game in which the lead has changed 4 times, leading, the Southwest leading 12 points to 11. And John Callard's in a little bit of bother in his own 22. This game has seesawed and provided great entertainment for the bank holiday crowd. 12-11 the Southwest leads, under some pressure now. And it's away by Richard Hill to ease the pressure. Referee Garth Simmons already looking at his watch. Lively first half, Paul Ackford.
Yes, it's been interesting because a lot of the second string, the second tier of English rugby have been on show today, and one or two have impressed. People like Buster White, Steve Ajomo, and above all Andy Blackmore, who's had a fantastic day in the middle of the Southwest line-out.
There's Blackmore, number 4 there. He's certainly dominated the line-out, and 10 seasons with Bristol, but still very much an international prospect at 28 years. He was playing exceedingly well for the Southwest Division against New Zealand before he received concussion. That's knocked down by Sheesby. The old warrior Jeff Probyn. Bates now to Guy Gregory. Very promising fly half he. Clough sets it up on the halfway. London anxious to get in a retaliatory score before half-time. Sheesby again. Steve Bates, captain of the side, floats one over the head of Mike Lloyd. Neatly done. But all to no avail in this first half. Referee Simmons blows the whistle. It's 12-11 then to the Southwest. This, of course, the decider in the CIS Insurance Divisional Championship. Both these teams unbeaten, and whoever wins today, or should indeed the Southwest draw, the winners, in that case, would be the Southwest, but the winner today will win the championship. And an even contest it's proving to be. Well, early in the match we had an exchange of penalties, and it was 6 points apiece, and 2 by Gregory, 2 by Callard, before this interesting breakthrough really sparked by Nick Beal. Here's the crucial opposition. Nick Beal, lovely running. There it is set up. Mike Lloyd takes it on. That run by Beal had really penetrated the London defence, and here's this smart thinking, beautifully angled, no problem at all for Nick Beal. So that broke the deadlock and put the Southwest 9-6 ahead. But London, not to be outdone, came back with the first try of the match, and this was a gem of its kind, wasn't it, Paul?
Yes, London confused the Southwest by that little back row move, and then there was a question of moving the ball to the left wing, where Jeff Alexander broke the tackle and made his way to the line, but they did actually confuse the back row initially.
So that was the try that put London back ahead, 11 points to 9, and then we had Callard slotting his 3rd penalty goal. It was 12-11, and that's how it stayed at half-time. Then Southwest Division leading 12-11. Well, this London side bidding to win back the title they lost to the Southwest last year. They've won it 3 times, London, and although they've had several changes in the lineup, as Paul Ackford was saying, there's some, and Chris Ray was saying, we've had some useful newcomers, if you like, to cast the rule over, and amongst them there in the second row, Anthony Diprose, an interesting selection. England under 21, number 8 and flanker. We've got Buster White, who, as Paul was saying, is having an outstanding game, and a back row completed by Chris Sheesby and Matt Greenwood, all people on the verge of England's selection. Outside, Guy Gregory at fly half, Alan Buzzer always in the rankings, the experience of Fran Clough and Hugh Davies, still good workmates at Wasps, Darren O'Leary, and Steve Bates, the captain of the side. The Southwest, well, obviously principally based upon the clubs of Bath, Gloucester and Bristol, have Graham Dorr, the experienced hooker, leading the side. But again, interesting newcomers, the two props either side of Dorr, Chris Clark and Dave Hinkins, very much in the reckoning. Chris Clark at 22 already through to England A. Blackmore, outstanding prospect, the heavyweight Richard West alongside him. Steve Ajomo, only too pleased to get first-class representative rugby. So good are Bath in the back row that he has to settle normally for the second team. Outside, Nick Beal, Mike Catt, highly promising centres, and of course the experience of John Callard, England's fullback, and Paul Hull back in his favourite position at fly half, a very accomplished all-round footballer. So all set for a very exciting second half. The sun breaks through, so the pitch will be drying up. Referee there on the Welsh international panel, Gareth Simmons, and well, be hard to predict this one. And London may be behind on points, which is what counts, but in terms of territory and possession, they've had the edge. So Southwest then, who won the title for the very first time last year, bidding to retain the divisional championship. Line-outs.
Very finely balanced at the moment. I think it's the control of Blackmore for the Southwest against the abrasive back row of London, and not much to choose between the two back lines.
Blackmore, 6'7", 17'4", started his rugby at Bedminster Down. It was actually his partner Richard West, 19 stone and a bit, who got that down to Richard Hill. Richard Hill's a very good general at the base of the scrum. Kieran Bracken still recovering from that Test match injury, but you couldn't have a more competitive, effective replacement than Hill. London's throw then, Graham Dorr, their captain. Snow at the front, they're ringing the changes. Sheasby at the back, awkward one for Bates, but he managed to rescue it well. Sets it up to Matt Greenwood. Good drive up to the Southwest 22. Greenwood still there, but did not get away. And Southwest have got a penalty. Greenwood perhaps a bit harshly treated there, trying to get away from it, but didn't. So it's Hull. It's kicked well. Physical training instructor with the RAF, who was originally a star soccer player, had trials with Northampton and Southampton as well as a teenager, but settled down to rugby, the RAF and Bristol. Jomo comes round, the palm was by Dave Sims. Hill managed to get it to the support of Dave Hinkins. Handling down there in the ruck. And London also collapsing over the top, are penalised. It's 12-11 to the Southwest. Players take a bit of time to disentangle themselves. And New Year's greetings at the bottom of the heap, with Graham Dorr, I think, and Jeff Probyn exchanging pleasantries.
I think those two know each other of old. They've been warring partners for about the best part of 8 or 9 seasons now.
And the evergreen, Jeff Probyn, 37 and 37 caps. And the chance afforded now to the Southwest, and John Callard, I think, will be poised to put it in. There's a bit of loose blood, which has to be attended to. Shake of the hands between Steve Bates and Graham Dorr. And the regulations, quite rightly, very tight on this, and if there's a bit of a cut, then it must be attended to before the player can resume. And could be a couple of stitches in that for the Southwest captain. Meanwhile, the penalty stands, and in fact Callard leaves it for Paul Hull. Replacement, of course, is allowed instantly. Kevin Dunn. Well, no mean replacement either. The two of them, Graham Dorr and Kevin Dunn, great rivals. Done now on the field as Hull puts it out just beyond the 22.
Dunn, of course, plays for Wasps now, and he's against London, although he plays for Wasps.
Yes, former man of Gloucester, Kim's home. Again, Blackmore got the touch. Up to Hill. Sensible check that. Nice running, Holford. Nice bit of class play there by Richard Hill, who saw the path to the open side block, checked, and Holford read it well too, to come up wide outside him on the short side. London throw-in on their 22. Southwest bidding to retain their divisional title for the CIS Insurance Trophy. 12-11 the Southwest lead. Gregory puts in the high clearance. Looked like a foot-in touch, it was. Unluckily for Holford. Well, Holford of Gloucester, originally of the Chosen Hill former pupils club. Well, we've got a lively, boisterous crowd here, and I'm sure it would have been many more but for the appalling weather this morning. Torrential downpour, which happily has eased off. Battling away as ever, Fran Clough. Probyn trying to work it back, but it's going to be green ball. It's not out in time.
Alex Snow, the London locker's got a big half ahead of him. He's the one quality line-out forward in the London side, and London have used him on the last two occasions, and he'll have to play well to give them a chance in the line-out.
It's been a bit of a problem, this collapsing scrummage. They're not steadying, they're not settling. And the referee again. And I think that difference between the weights could be ascribed to the 19 stone 7 of Richard West in the Southwest second row. Counts for the differential altogether. That was out on the full. He was a big man indeed. He received a late call-up for emerging England side. In fact, when he replaced his teammate today, Andy Blackmore. Looks as though Dorr is set to come back on. Halfway line. 12-11, the Southwest lead. If you've just joined us, we're almost 7 minutes into the second half. Southwest come again. Derek Eves effective on the flank. Takes out one man, drives towards the 22. But the ball went forward and the Southwest piled over the top, and Bates runs it for London. Still going, he's found the gap there, he's got outside him the pace of O'Leary, fed back inside over the 22, London coming back strong. Sheesby's out injured upfield, but it's still London in control. Bates again, feeds long to Clough, Hugh Davies, but the pass wasn't so clever, it's still not been knocked forward, and in fact flanking around the outside, O'Leary crossed. Still London, good play by White, straightens it up. 15 metres for London to go. Bates, Gregory, Fran Clough, typical head-down drive. Blackmore holds him. Pressure still on the Southwest. That's offside. It's not. The ball is out and not offside. Right in front of referee Simmons, and the whistle's gone for a knock-on. Well, that was London storming back, but the Southwest defence held out strongly. There's Graham Dorr back, and Dunn back to the bench.
It's a wonderful passage of play by London. They've been striving for continuity throughout the game, and that's the first real chance they've had to string 4 or 5 moves together. And when they do that, they start breaking down the Southwest defence and look very effective indeed.
So this divisional championship finale finally coming to life. Winners, both teams, over the North Division and the Midlands. And this is the domination of Southwest in terms of the loose ball, but London making the most of what chances they've been able to conjure up. And they have possession again from the first phase. Set up by Sheesby. The drive now by Diprose. They're only six metres out. Probyn. Not enough instant support behind him, and they're going to lose it as Southwest deny them, and so Southwest will get the put in. But certainly London have stepped up a gear these last 6-7 minutes.
The referee's paid keen interest with the scrummage. He's criticised Jeff Probyn for spending much of his time about 3 inches off the floor, but that's where Jeff likes to play.
Southwest have the heel. Hill to Hull. Managed to get it away well, as Gregory was really breathing fire and brimstone close by as he cleared. We're coming up to 10 minutes into the second half of this finale of the divisional championship, with the Southwest Division representing the whole of the southwest of England against London and the southeast. The Southwest lead 12-11. That close, but it's London coming back. Gregory now on by Clough, switch back by Greenwood, whoops, and again it's rather a loose pass that lets London down. Hugh Davies trying to recover it, and under these exacting moments of pressure, the clean passes are not being given or taken. Southwest, for a long time the Cinderellas of this tournament, but last year they got their act together and won it for the very first time. Still a scrummage that's slewing around. You can see how Jomo actually number 8 role on the put in. Hull's hoisted kick, up comes Alan Buzzer, nice catch, he's away. Wide out, O'Leary, and the tackle could well have been judged late, and was it Callard who took him out? The tackle was on O'Leary. It's a chance for London. This will be within kickable range. Well, fine breakout by Alan Buzzer, and the chance then falls to Guy Gregory. We can see it coming up now. This was the incident.
There's not much doubt about this. The ball gets kicked away, and Nick Beal, with the ball well gone, tackles him late.
Yeah, I think the referee almost had a choice of offenders then. He had Beal coming late, and then Callard with the late charge or challenge even after that. So, penalty chance for Guy Gregory. Well, he's had 2 out of 3. The Nottingham fly half, Charlton Surveyor, will be 25 on the 13th of January coming up. This then to retake the lead for the London division. Yes, he's got it. Pressure kick, but well executed and showing a good temperament. Guy Gregory restores the lead to London, and that's the time, 12.5 minutes of this second half. So that's the 5th time that the lead has changed hands. Steve Bates, the London captain, looking for touch but not finding it. Mike Lloyd. That was out on the full, so it's a line out, opposite where he took the kick.
Fran Clough, the London centre, could be effective in these types of matches. He's a very straight up and down man, very forceful runner, and he tends to get across the game line for London when things are tight.
May have the chance to do that again. Well, it was offside, yeah, by Door on Bates. Come around the front of the line out. Referees can often miss that, but it's very alert Gareth Simmons we've seen this afternoon. Already internationally qualified. He had charge of the England-Canada International in '92. And he picked that one up, and it gives London a chance to increase their lead from 2 points. Interesting to see Guy Gregory in this representative level, because of course Rob Andrew has been London's captain and fly half the last few seasons, so the absence of one or two of the stars gives the selectors and everybody else a chance to run the rule over the men waiting in the wings. This is one of them. Already an England under 21 and student international. This then for a 17-12 lead if he gets it. Guy Gregory. Will it carry? It's another good effort. It's so close, just below the crossbar. So it stays 14-12 to London, and all on a knife edge. Eves looks for the quick restart and leaves it for John Callard, the fledgling international, but on past evidence, England v New Zealand here in November 27th, many more to come. We're 15 minutes into the second half. It's London put in. Steve Bates. Like Chris Sheesby coming up to the end of schoolmaster's vacation. Set up by Buster White. Very effective, dogged player. Bates into the box. O'Leary chases. Just out on the full. He's one of the quickest men in the top-class rugby game, Darren O'Leary.
I think a point about the London back row is that when they get half tackled, they still pump their legs to make the extra 4 or 5 metres of advantage.
Which takes them over the gain line and keeps the momentum going. But Southwest pinned down a bit here, but they have the throw-in. And there's a bit of argy-bargy. I think they're trying to cause problems for Blackmore, and in so doing have infringed. So it's clearance kick by Hull. Waste no time, and effective it was as well. Started out his rugby with Milton Keynes and Buckinghamshire as a junior, then through to the big time with Bristol and the RAF. Two-man line this time. Graham Dorr with the throw. West of Gloucester, Blackmore of Bristol. Stolen that time though by Snow. Obviously been listening to what Paul Ackford had to say, but it's broken loose. Lovely rescue of the ball by Gregory. It looked as though Hull was on a clear run, but there's a penalty. There's a penalty to the Southwest. Well, cruel reward for London after what had been a brilliant piece of individual skill here.
It's a bit like a cricketer in a slips, I suppose. If they stick, they stick. If not, and that was well done by Gregory.
In a different context, you'd say it would have saved a certain goal. But it's a penalty goal that now confronts London with Callard. Well, he's been in good kicking form. 3 out of 4, the track record for today. I should think he's getting to like this ground. Those 4 penalties against New Zealand, fresh in memory. This then to lead again, the Southwest. No. Plenty up from the West Country, and you can hear the oohs and ahs of disappointment or relief, whichever. It's 14-12 still to London. We've 22 minutes to play. Richard West leaves it for Hull. Often chooses the running option by choice. He's an adventurous player, but it's the breakout by Bottoman and by Sheesby. Good recovery though by Derek Eves. Well played by the flanker. Hull trying to find a Jomo. It breaks down again. I think it was knocked on by Buster White. They haven't heard the whistle. It's gone. Well, changing fortunes if ever. Right, smile. A lot of effort to no avail from Buster White.
This is the knock on by White, just gets a hand to the ball there.
So that was the key moment. Let South West off the hook. They have the put in, they're about 8 metres outside their 22. And the scrum halves just standing up waiting for them to settle. It's eventually in from Richard Hill. In his last season, splendid career. That's Hull. Again, the casual star, but what an effective kick it was. Referee is not allowed the buzzer's throw-in. Well, perhaps the suggestion is that he took it further upfield than the point at which the ball went out, because you are allowed to throw it anywhere you like up to the point from your own goal line at which the ball went out. And you don't have to throw it in absolutely perfectly straight. There is a sort of an element of discretion allowed in that.
Yes, I can't really see what's wrong with this. It looks reasonably straight, and the referee's penalised him.
Southwest poised to take advantage of the facts, and a bit of climbing over the top by London is penalised. Over-enthusiastic, I think, by a mite. White. 27-year-old Wasp, product of Purbeck School some years back, but has been with Wasps for the best part of a decade now. So, yet again, the chance falls to Callard. And this would give the Southwest the lead. Casually strokes it, no mistake. So, 15 points to 14. Southwest regain the lead with 19 minutes to go.
It's a cracking game. It's anyone's game at this stage, and what's particularly refreshing is to see a lot of the players enjoying the game. Buster White smiling when he's either giving away penalties or making long runs. It's tremendous.
Yes, it lacks some of the less happy elements of intensity that we sometimes witness. And I think they'll be glad they made the effort, because it has been an effort. Holiday time, bank holidays, families and things. All of them working men. Bit of a 6 of one and half a dozen of the other there. It's London's put in. Steve Bates, Merthyr Tydfil born, English international. Guy Gregory, Fran Clough, that's his favourite option. Ducks the shoulder, doesn't always come up, it didn't then. But sort of favours the Maori sidestep, if you know what that is. This is Hugh Davies, more delicate skills, thrusting now. Alexander, first half try scorer. Jeff Alexander, Harlequins, late replacement for John Buckton, who had to cry off with injury.
Fran Clough is one of those backs who forwards love, because he very rarely loses the ball in contact. He takes the ball in and always gets it back for his forwards.
Rather Diprose, just 21, the Saracen second row forward. In action there again, number 5, Alexander, can't stay in field. Well, we're in for another cliffhanger here. It was, believe it or not, 26-24 last year to the Southwest in what proved to be the decisive battle. Here it's 15-14 to the Southwest. It was the win last year that ensured them of the title. That wasn't straight. London put in. Gary Holmes, Greg Bottoman, Jeff Probyn, the London trio up front. Bates shoves it out. Gregory, Fran Clough. Not much momentum that time. They're beginning to read it and expecting him to have a go himself, but here comes Bates again. That was miscued by Alexander, straight on the full. Southwest. Four-man line out. Sims and Blackmore at the back. It's variation, trying to use a Jomo up the front, but London effectively nullify that. Bates away. Gregory. Comes Lloyd. White with him. Anyone's ball. It's Bates. Makes the half break. Can't get it away though. It's effective tackling from Paul Hull there. Prevented Bates from whipping it out. But there's a penalty to London this time, with the Southwest getting themselves on the wrong side. Well, as it has been for several minutes, or most of the game, in fact, there's never been more than one score in it. So each time someone steps up, they have the chance to retake the lead if they're behind.
It's a difficult game for both sides as well. Not only have both sides got a number of changes from the last time they played, but their preparations have also been interfered with by the Christmas festivities, so it's unusual for them. And also with the Twickenham only about a tenth full, I should think.
And the first time this divisional championship has been staged at the great Twickenham Arena. It's a long way out, this, for Gregory. Southwest 10-metre line, but the wind has died away. But put this through the posts and over the crossbar, and it'll be London leading again. They're trailing by a point. Will it carry? Is it straight enough? Yes, it's both. Well, he's had a good day with the boot. That's his fourth penalty goal, and London and the South East Division, to the delight of that bevy of supporters, retake the lead. 17-15, less than 14 minutes to go. Away by Bates, not near touch though. Callard, what's choice here? To run it back. Chidhill. Inside is Hinkins. Hill again, a bit of urgency coming back. This is Eves. Took it well. 15-18 metres out. Back again. Hull. Straight through to Nick Beal. Beal still going. Running a bit out of support. Only Eves is there. Probin's taken a bit of a knock, but Southwest Division come again. Richard Hill tried to set up one of his back row men on the burst, but didn't come off. That's where this sort of scratch element to this game makes it difficult. But the ball's available. Eves up the short side, trying to duck underneath. Only about 7-8 metres out. Back comes Hill. Blackmore trying to dig it out. He does. Hill to Hull. Mismove in the centre. Cat. Callard. Must be a run in here. Holford. It's a fine score, and the pressure told. Paul Holford rounding off. Superb build-up of pressure, and then the extra man created.
Tremendous try, because it was relatively slow ball for London, and it was created by that Paul Hull. The space was created by the Paul Hull overhead pass, and slick passing gives Holford a chance to cross the line.
Well, it worked beautifully. A bit of a gamble by Hull, but it paid off. The extra man was in with Callard, and he's quick. Cover couldn't make it. 20 points to 17, and so the Southwest ahead again. And 2 more points from Callard. Well, what a ding-dong. The lead changing with every score virtually. 22-17, that's only a 5-point margin, but London now know they'll have to go for the try. With about 11 minutes to go, they're minus Jeff Probyn at the moment. And that's a minus they need to rectify quickly. Well, he's galloping across to the fray, so not quite flat out. Just letting them do this one on their own. Greenwood on the four-man line. (22-17) Southwest, reigning champions, with their noses ahead again. We've 10 minutes to play. And good entertainment for those who ventured out this, what was a wet, miserable bank holiday morning. But this afternoon it's brightened, and the rugby will have cheered everyone further. Quick throw in, but not taken. Jeff Alexander thinks again.
There's not much in those line-out statistics.
Not much difference. Davies on the break. Tackle came from Mike Catt on Hugh Davies. Promising break, but it's Fran Clough, that determined stance again, as London come back in a game where the lead has changed hands 9 times. Could it happen again? Hugh Davies got the pass away. Buzzer looks inside. Catt's in there with the tackle. Still anyone's ball. It's a penalty. It's a penalty to London. And I wonder what the choice will be here. They've plenty of time in the sense that there's 9 minutes to go, but they need more than 3 points to get on terms. 22-17 they trail. And I think they'll do as Steve Bates has chosen to do, in fact.
Tremendous tackle coming up here, and I think Derek Eves dives on the ball there and gets penalised, but for me that ball's in play and he's allowed to fall on the floor.
But it leaves a chance for Gregory to get London within 2 points. So it's not a bad kicking record. To put it on a knife edge again. Gregory, it looks good. Oh, it's up the upright. Anyone's ball. Eves takes it. London on the line. Sheesby, has he worked it back? Southwest, the tension of the moment, and it's Southwest doing well, but it's not a good clearance by Callard. It's well taken by Buzzer. Still going. 15 metres out, Probyn now. London have possession, but the whistle's gone. Did it go marginally forward in the tackle? I think it must. Well, the excitement really building. We've about 7.5 minutes to go. Southwest have the heel. Bill to Hull, looks for the quick clearances. Gregory came in fast, but a good clearance. One of many by Hull in this match. There's the 25-year-old RAF physical training instructor.
He's had a good match, Paul Hull, because he takes risks. That the overhead pass which led to the try is one which could have led to an interception and a try the other end, but he takes risks, and I admire that.
Yes, it brightens a game. Well, it's good to see, as you say, Paul. Southwest still deep in their own half. Anyone's ball. Sheesby pops it up. Bates wide. Clough. Hugh Davies still has that little bit of class. Creates the openings now and again, and finally Clough forced out. But London have always been an enterprising side. It's somehow in their nature. But fair play, the Southwest have taken the initiative quite a lot too. We're down to the last 6 minutes. Southwest, 22-17. 5 points the margin of their lead.
If London don't get their noses in front, they'll look back with some regret at their back alignment, which has been a bit awry at times, and passes have gone behind players instead of in front of them.
Yeah, there were several instances of that, particularly in the first half, weren't there? Chances that went begging. London throw-in. Four-man line. Sheesby comes for the quick one at the front. It works. It's a bit untidy. Probin, though, does the necessary. Blackmore tries to turn him and can't. Not many can. Gregory. Clough. Hugh Davies. Buzzers in there. The little chip through for him to chase. But it's Hull back on the counter. That's good thinking, because Buzzer was committed upfield. It's a long chase back for Gregory. Yes, Hull read that well. So a more comforting position on the field then for the Southwest as we come into the last 5 minutes. If you've just joined us, it's live here at Twickenham, and the Southwest, looking to retain their divisional championship title, are leading 22-17 against the London and South East Division. This is the playoff between the two unbeaten sides, each having beaten the North and the Midlands. Southwest trying to wrap it up now. Mike Lloyd, 7 metres out in front of the post. Good tackle by Clough. Always a forceful tackler, but pressure on again. Drop goal attempt by Hull. It's in off the post. And that could be absolutely decisive. It's an 8-point lead, and that commits London to having to score at least twice.
Great decision eventually by Paul Hull. Mike Lloyd makes the big penetration here, which eventually creates the space for the drop goal. But Paul Hull makes his mind up, and he thinks that 3 points will give them the necessary gap, and slots it over.
That should be enough for the Southwest Division. Paul Hull, it should take the Southwest to the CIS Insurance Divisional title. 25-17. There's a bit of breathing space in that. 8 points, the margin. And remember, a converted try is 7. So London, having come close, have conceded an all-important score. Back down it comes from Richard West. But this time Sheesby up on his man. Hull well marked. Set back to Probin. Something characteristic about the way he goes when in motion with the ball. It's London still. Gregory, drop goal. No, it's off target. Not a bad option, because that would have immediately given London the chance of going for the try again to win it with the conversion. But it didn't go between the posts. Injury is Chris Sheesby, I think. It's Chris Sheesby.
He's come on a lot in the last 18 months. A while ago he was criticised for being a bit of a wet weather player, not very good going backwards. But I think he's put that part of his game to right, and he's a very effective all-round forward now.
Must be all that extra training he does in the afternoons as a maths master at Pangbourne College. Good coach too. Still receiving no attention. Strikes it off. He was part of the England 7 that dramatically won the World Cup 7s at Murrayfield last season. Batted away by Bates. Good decision that. And here's Clough with a bit of room. On by Alexander, but not such clever handling. We're down to the last couple of minutes.
I think that's a little cameo of the match. The passes haven't gone quite to hand when the Southwest, when the London backs have tried to run the ball, and Southwest have been a little bit more crisp, I think, in the things that they've done.
So convincing winners over the Midlands and over the North. It looks as though the South West are to continue their new tradition, if you can have such a thing, but it took them until last year to become divisional champions. It looks as though they're going to retain that title. It's Callard, John Callard, England's new fullback. Paul Hull. It's another big whipping away kick that's effective, although it's judged to have crossed the line, actually inside his own 22. But an exciting player who's added greatly to the entertainment today. See, we're counting down the last minute of normal time. Away by Alex Snow. Blackmore has left his mark on this game too. Was through to create troubles. London ball. 8 points in a matter of a minute or so is London's target. Not an easy one. Video of Steve Bates and old rival Richard Hill alongside each other, with Wasps and Bath and with London in the southwest. Here come London now. Gregory with a complicated move, lovely pick up by Buzzer. Alexander across from the left. Still London in possession. Matt Greenwood. Bottoman. Penalty to London. Southwest not attempting to get out of the way. London run. Greenwood tries to set up deep into the 22 now. Buster White tied it up, I think, by Probin. Away by Sheesby. Good pick up by Gregory. Another good pick up, is it? Yes. Good work. Buzzer in the line. So Leary, who did the tidying up. Clough now. 10 metres out, London. Available again. Probin motoring along as ever. Steve Bates tries to stretch it. White breaks 2 tackles, still on his feet. Good support from Greenwood. The line tantalisingly close now. London still. Once more White. Anyone's ball. Penalty in front of the post. Man offside. Blackmore. They need 7 points initially. It's the most they can get with a converted try. But a knock on. Desperate moments in the closing seconds of this match. Southwest comforted by the fact that they know London have to score at least twice. But a game played in good spirit. Let's hope that's ominous for 1994.
A tremendous spirit, and it also puts to shame all those people who thought the players weren't interested in this game on a bank holiday Monday after Christmas. So I think the effort from both sides have proved that a lie.
Yes, it's been well contested, and those who've made the effort, well, I think have enjoyed a good contest, and of course some will have helped their representative aspirations not a little. They'll have to wait because it's front row man that's injured. Southwest captain Graham Dorr, the farmer who comes from Milton Abbott on the Devon-Cornwall border. A robust individual, sometimes a little more than that. In front of the post, 6-7 metres out, Paul Hull. Well, he had to get it into touch, and he did.
Those are the kind of injuries which actually give a team time to compose themselves, and sometimes players exaggerate the injury just to give them a bit of breathing space.
London 2-man line, down it came from Diprose. Clough again battling away. London climbing over, through and round, ball not coming. And it's frustration in the end for London as the Southwest get the put in. So London a much improved performance, one has to say, from that which saw them well beaten by the All Blacks. The Southwest was a closer contest down in Redruth, you may recall, just a margin of 4 points, but this London side with quite a few stand-ins have made a real contest of it. It's 25-17 as Hull goes for touch for the Southwest. We've played, 4 minutes now of injury time. Referee Garth Simmons has looked at his watch already, and this may be the closing moments. Well, it's been good bank holiday entertainment, and many people here, I'm sure, for the experience of seeing top-class players at Twickenham. Hoisted by Hull. He has quite a whipping kick in his foot. Oh, his problems here. Cat with the pick-up, couldn't stay on his feet to run it home, but the Southwest might yet have the final word as well. Steve Ajomo caught just short by Alexander Hill. The whistle's gone, and that is the final flourish. The Southwest have clung on in a thoroughly entertaining afternoon's rugby, which sees them 100% triumphant in the divisional championship, and it's the Southwest Division who become the 93-94 CIS Insurance Divisional Champions, and deservedly so, Paul Ackford.
Yes, I think so. I think that they were slightly more crisp in the things which they tried to achieve, and they had the game's outstanding player in Paul Hull. Andy Blackmore and Richard West secured them the quality line-up ball, and I was also very impressed with Derek Eves, the open side flanker. But London certainly weren't disgraced. Buster White for them had a great game, and it was a fine exhibition of rugby from both sides.
Well, contentment for the Southwest. Richard Hill there, this is final season, so it's a nice representative note for him to bow out upon, and a very cleanly and pleasantly contested competition. A credit to all 31 players who took part in the end, and the referee joining in the applause, and indeed the touch judges too, for a fine contest. Steve Bates leads off the London division side, and handshakes all round, the traditional courtesies to start off the new year with, and let's hope that's a taste of things to come, as London with the disappointment of defeat, but honour in becoming second. Graham Dorr leads off the Southwest Division. Victors then over the Midlands, 31-3. The North, 29-16. And now, in such a close contest, 25-17. And there, the Divisional Championship trophy that awaits the Southwest Division. They've only won this title once before, and that was indeed last year. And then it was a close call with London, just a matter of 2 points. And as the new year awaits, the players are just assembling and going through the courtesies of applauding each other off the pitch. And a game which saw 9 changes of lead, which is quite remarkable. I don't think anyone's quite sure whether they're due to go up yet. Is it going to be London as the runners-up going first? President of the Rugby Football Union, Ian Beer, and Steve Bates, the Radley schoolmaster, receives the runners-up. Tankard, Hugh Davies, always the entertainer. Jeff Probyn, always the workhorse. And so, good crowd here. Many thousands, I'm sure, put off by the appalling weather that greeted us when we came up here to Twickenham today, but I'm sure they've had their reward in the entertainment and the improved weather that came with it. So, the disappointments, or the runners-up, Tankards, and the stage set for the captain of the Southwest team, the youngster, 33-year-old farmer Graham Dorr. Trophy passed on by the chief general manager of Premier